Alright, to the Baja. What is up, guys, and welcome to the 6th installment of To the Baja. My name is Ronan Haycoop. He's Ryan Myers. We got Isai Romero out there in the Denver area. We got a lot cooked up for you this evening, but I'm sure you all saw it. Little reband on the graphics and the logo. You know we're always up to something here, always trying to improve the product we put on for y'all. But first up, guys, it's kind of dead, if we're being honest, in the NBA. Free agency's calmed down. Summer leaguer is over. So we're just going to cook up some hot takes. I mean, the NBA season is right around the corner. I know you guys back home are certainly itching just as much as I am, waiting for basketball. But how we feeling, boys? How we doing?
Doing good. NBA is dead. Luckily, we got FIBA coming up. We see all the, FIBA World Cup teams getting set, getting ready.
Who watches FIBA, bro?
I think it's
there
pretty
ain't
cool,
no way.
man. I kind of like seeing, the second tier of, borderline all-star level NBA players make some work. You see, Mikal Bridges. Apparently, Cade Cunningham's been taking over in practice. That kind of stuff's cool to me, man. I like it. It's exciting. But I don't know. I do have the U.S. winning, if I'm being honest, with FIBA.
I mean, who else? Is anybody good? I can't
France.
I feel like there's a lot of just scattered talent. You got a lot of NBA guys playing for a bunch of different countries. Spain always has a competitive team, but even their best guys have kind of fallen off.
Is Shea playing for Canada?
Yes, Canada looks good.
Oh no, Canada's really good.
SGA's playing. Jamal Murray's playing.
Yeah, I was about to
RJ
say
Barrett.
they kind of got a squad.
Yeah,
but they don't have any bigs, right?
not really.
Kelly Olynyk's okay.
Yeah, but he's not.
He's okay.
Honestly, but on the grand scheme of things, it's kind of like the World Cup for us, Myers. If a team got somebody in the NBA, they're gonna be better than a random Estonia. Well, I guess now that I think about it, that's Luka Doncic, but bad experience.
No, there are a lot of scattered talent. There's a lot of scattered talent. I'm excited to see how it plays out. And the U.S. could choke. I don't think this team is as good as. I think Canada has a real shot at winning, even though I give USA the knock to win because they got defensive players. They can mess around and lose some games, man. The USA's done it before.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll have to see. When does that start now? I'm not
I think
hip.
it's in towards the end of August.
That's what I thought.
They're still in
NBA's
training camp because they want. I think it's about a month-long style.
Is the NBA starting at the same time with the
play-in? The preseason games got announced is October 5th is the first game. It's the Jazz and Mavericks, I believe, is game one.
That's the one thing I hate about the NBA. It starts a month after football and everything gets cooking. So
no, it's a little late.
But nonetheless, speaking of cooking, Isai Romero, we had everybody prepare a couple hot takes, a couple predictions perhaps for the 2023 season. What you got for us out there in Denver, E?
As a Thunder fan, you've been filled with a lot of disappointment recently. I can remember I was sitting in my great grandma's room, and I remember looking at the TV and seeing KD hold up a Golden State Warriors jersey, and from that day forward, the Thunder organization has been pretty bad. So, but I think this year is a stepping point in turning around. They will for sure be a lock in the playoffs, 100%.
Lock.
They won't have to play a play-in game. Yeah, they won't have to play a play-in game. They'll be a 6 seed. That is my first. Why are you okay? First of all, we look at this team, right? Super young. We already know one of the youngest team pretty much in the league, right? We got guys that can protect the rim. We got guys that are looking to be better scoring. I think Shea takes another little bit of a leap, especially with his shooting and catch and shoot and things like that. So I just think, the Thunder end up being a 6 seed for sure.
I just don't see them passing teams that are going to be back healthy again. I think you look at the Pelicans. Zion only played 29 games last year. Brandon Ingram only played 45 games last year. That team still finished in a play-in seed. You look at the Timberwolves, the team that I think that now they get a lot of hate. Re-sign Naz Reid. They still are talented. That team's going to be tough to step over. I don't see this team. The Lakers are getting better as well. They're re-signing players. They're building chemistry. Clippers are getting healthy again. Who are they passing? Like who are they stepping over to be a top 6 seed? Like who's not going to be top 6 if they're top 6?
I think Grizz fall out. I
Why though?
think.
What? See, I've seen
Why
this
do the
a lot on
Grizz
Twitter.
fall out? Because
Why do the
why
Grizz
do the
fall out?
Grizz fall out? Because
Why?
they aren't a good team. Why else?
What?
They don't have their depth.
They have two
not good. They don't.
That's where Marcus Smart went.
They
right?
have yes. They have the two
Yes.
reigning defensive of the player of the years.
And the best downhill guard in the league.
Who's not going to play the first 25 games?
And Marcus Smart is going to run the one for those first 25 games.
But it's not going to be a good team.
Why?
The Grizzlies
why
without
not?
Ja is not a playoff team.
That's
Are
not
you
true.
serious?
Are you serious? This is the same team a couple years ago people were saying didn't need Ja Morant or he was overrated because they were still winning so many games without him. This is a team.
No Tyus. No Tyus. No
Okay,
Tyus.
they replaced him
No
with Marcus
Dillon.
Smart.
Okay.
Bro,
I'm
Tyus
going to go in
Jones
the
is-
middle on y'all. Give me a sec, E. Is because I know exactly where Ryan's coming from, and I know exactly where you're coming from, E. Because you got to admit, the Grizzlies scoring will be concerning, but when you have what's going to be the best on ball, and even Jaren Jackson's ability to block shots and come across the key, and in transition, they're going to be quick. I have a feeling they're a well-coached team. They're going to figure out how to score the basketball. It's the NBA. Almost anyone can do it. My concern for them is the Thunder are going to be able to score the basketball and are not going to be bad on defense.
No, they're not.
I think if Chet really makes the jump that a lot of people are expecting, they have the ability to be a playoff team. But the Clips might get James Harden, for all we know.
I don't even
The
know why they get
the
James
Lakers are an NBA championship level team, and I think if you say otherwise, you're crazy. The Warriors are
Crazy.
done, in my opinion. Who knows what the Kings are going to do? The Kings were very good. I think the Pelicans are a real dark horse. And just looking at the West is top to bottom tough. I mean, who knows what Vic's going to do at the Spurs? Obviously, we're all kind of in agreement that he's not going to be like an NBA like superstar when he hits the league.
Jesus or nothing. Yeah.
But for me, it comes down to in the West, who's going to win those first couple games, and that's where I think the Thunder are going to benefit in this hypothetical, because Ja's out that 25 games. However, on paper, E, with Ja Morant on the floor, you gotta admit the Grizzlies are a better team than the Thunder. They're the same team. Okay, let's say
I think
Shea's better than
it's
Ja.
super competitive.
I think Shea better than Ja is a competitive
But-
conversation. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Jaren Jackson's better than Chet. No matter how good Chet is, he won't be as good as
Yes,
Jaren
no.
Jackson Jr. I'm going to take... Is it insane to take Marcus Smart over J-Dub? I don't think so.
It's insane if you take J-Dub over Marcus Smart. This dude is a defensive player of the year. Like, I don't think you realize
Who
how
shoots
he's going
39% in his career? 39%.
in his career. We're not talking about his career. We're talking about right now.
39%.
We're talking about right now.
We're
We're
talking
not
about a
talking
guy
about his
that's
career. We're not talking
He's
about
not.
his
He's
career.
not. He's not. But he's not gonna get. He's not gonna give you. He's not gonna give you more than 15 points.
It's
He's
not about
I think,
the offensive production. Marcus Smart's impact is going to be. Look, this is my point of the Thunder. The Thunder are a team, right? They're got a lot of talent. They're looking good. They're on the up. But with Chet coming into this lineup, with new draft picks, guys getting better, there's going to be a lot of kinks that need to be worked out in terms of chemistry with this team. Figuring out roles, figuring out styles, figuring out what offense is going to best give them a chance to win basketball games is going to take time with a bunch of young, talented kids. The Grizzlies, we know who they're going to be. This team plays hard. They run fast. They lock down on defense. Marcus Smart is going to come in there. He's going to fit the culture like a glove, and he's going to come in and do what he can to keep them afloat for the first quarter of a season. And then when Ja Morant gets back and you got a starting five of Ja Morant, Marcus Smart, Desmond Bane, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Steven Adams, you're talking about a starting five that could literally compete with anybody in the league.
I honestly completely forgot about Steven Adams.
He played 42 regular season games last year and missed the playoffs, and they finished third in the West. 42.
Okay,
He didn't even play. He played half the season.
Okay. So then let me ask you this: what is their offensive identity?
Their offensive identity is pushing the tempo and scoring in transition. And if they can't score in transition, it's going to be tricky. I'm not going to say this team's going to be perfect off the rip.
Okay.
But when Ja gets back, that's all going to be worked. It's going to work itself out. What's the Thunder's offensive identity? Where does Chet get his buckets in this system? Are you talking about stretching him out as a 4? Is he running in the 5? Is he playing as a rim runner?
I think he does a little bit of everything. I think he does a little bit of everything.
But the amount of guys who do a little bit of everything, Desmond Bane can run a pick and roll offense. You saw him do it a ton of times this year when he comes off his screens. He can score. He shoots the mid range off the dribble at a high level.
I'm not saying it's not close. I just personally, because I'm biased and I think I'm a Thunder fan, I just think the Thunder are just a better.
It was a hot take.
It is a hot take.
Yes, it's a hot take, and that's just how and when I look at the Thunder, I feel like the ceiling for them is super high. Is where I look at this Grizzlies team, and I'm like, past the second round isn't really like with this core. This core is not reaching a finals.
No,
Jaren Jackson.
I think what's going to happen with the Grizzlies is they're going to add someone at the trade deadline, and it's going to be wild. Some team is going to want Marcus Smart or Steven Adams, and they're going to try to trade for some defensive spark on their team, and they're going to get someone, and this Grizzly team going to be a problem. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but for me, Myers summed it up beautifully. And we know what the Grizzlies are. We don't know what the Thunder are, and we're talking about a lot of jumps. We need J-Dub to make a jump. We need not Steven Adams. Chet, dude, I'm blanking tonight. But we're looking for 2 guys in your starting rotation to make a serious jump in the NBA. Chet hasn't played in the NBA, so God only knows how he's going to perform. I agree with you, E. I think Chet's going to be fantastic in the long run, but he kind of fits in that same category, as Vic does. And how is he going to be able to figure out when to space? When is he going to get those rebounds for you? How is he going to fit into the NBA system? We still don't know.
I just think this team last year was all SGA. Like, that was their focus. It was get Shea the ball, get out of the way, put him in pick and rolls, all of this. I think they're going to try and move away from that this year if they actually want to compete as a top half team in this league, because you can't do that unless you're like prime James Harden doing it all yourself. And I think with that process will come success, but there's going to be failure first, and that failure is going to lead to them not finishing outside of within the top 6. There'll be a play-in team.
I would agree with that. I think that's a good way to sum up this Thunder talk. Is they're definitely a team that's going to make a jump. I think 2-3 years before we're talking about them being a solidified top 6. However, I'll agree with you. I would not be surprised if they slip in the 6th spot, because who knows who's going to win games in the West.
That's very true.
Every single game is going to be competitive. I'm so thankful we are on the West Coast for school, because those 6-7 o'clock games, when it's the Grizz Warriors, either team can win that game. Grizz Kings, either team can win that game. I don't care who's on the floor. Those teams are both deep. It's going to be a fun NBA season, especially in the Western Conference. Especially in the Western Conference. But Mr. Myers, I'm gonna throw you up on an ISO here. What's our hot take?
Okay, this is an all-time ratings hot take.
Ooh, we're switching it up. I like it
already. Giannis Antetokounmpo, if he retired today at this point in his career, is higher all-time than Dirk Nowitzki. Already higher all-time. I don't think it's a take that people really think about, and I thought about it because I was looking at some stuff about Giannis earlier today, and I was thinking, if Giannis retired today, where would I put him amongst all-time power forwards? And I'm thinking the only people that would definitely have it above him,
100%.
Duncan, and then I'd put KG. And after that,
that's a conversation.
And that's a conversation. But after that,
I'm taking Giannis over KG.
That is actually probably a better
It's
hot take conversation, to be honest.
really
Giannis
close.
and KG.
I think it's super close, though. I think it's super close because KG has one ring, correct?
Yes, one ring with the Celtics, 2008.
Are we saying he's for sure the best player on that team?
Yeah, when they won it.
Yeah.
Barely, but yeah, I'd agree.
I just think his defensive impact as the anchor of that team was so important for them.
That energy, bro.
His energy, but his defensive impact. His game also developed so much at that point in his career. He was shooting the 3 ball, which only Dirk was doing as a power forward at that time. He was lacing shots. That team was also insane. But
I gotta
also
familiarize myself.
his
with
individual
Dirk's
stats
resume.
were also incredible for his career. But Giannis is just like, when you watch his ability to impact games for an entire 48 minutes, this dude can win a basketball game by himself in like 10, 15 minutes. He needs a quarter, and he can literally make a game like out of reach for every other team he's playing against. There's nothing you
So
do
are
about
we
it.
looking at this as all-time power forwards or just an all-time list ever?
All-time list ever.
Okay. So for me, I have Dirk Nowitzki at 18. Behind David Robinson, ahead of Isaiah Thomas.
That Dirk over IT?
Yeah.
Whoa, yeah, you're.
That's crazy.
That is crazy now that I look at it. I made this list a couple months ago, but that's kind of the like realm we're placing Giannis in.
Where is Giannis on that list?
I didn't put Giannis, or Giannis is at 23 behind Barkley, ahead of D Wade.
Yeah, see, I would guarantee put.
Bro, I'm sorry. D Wade is not that high on the.
Bro,
all-time
D Wade
list.
is better than Charles Barkley all time, bro.
Cap.
Bro, Charles
Cap.
Barkley.
Cap.
Bro.
Yo, cap.
Whoa.
Forget the whole conversation we had about Giannis.
I'm
We gotta
sorry.
restart this.
I love D Wade. I love D Wade.
Are you
How is D-Wade
serious?
not over Charles Barkley all time?
Charles Barkley hasn't.
The round mound
He has
rebound.
no jewelry. He has
It's
no
not even-
jewelry.
it's not even about the rings
what,
for me, though.
where are we?
But it's just like,
If you look
But
at
it
the
is.
stats,
But it
it's
is.
crazy.
yeah, because
If you look at the stats, it's a crazy difference.
no, because Charles Barkley's numbers were
'Cause he's
crazy good,
And
but he
Barkley
was
was
playing.
really good for a long time.
He was. But he
D
also
Wade
playing
wasn't
by
that
himself.
good for a long time.
D-Wade was.
What do
that
you mean
good
wasn't
for a
that good?
decade.
He was the second. He was the second best shooting guard in the league
For how many years?
since he. I think the year he won the
Was
championship
06.
was 06.
Since then, yeah.
And then-
T-Mac had started falling off by then, and he was
Till
still like 20.
He hurt himself 2014 when he
Yeah.
hurt himself. That's an 8-year stretch of him being the second best shooting guard in the league, no question.
Yeah, no, I'm
I don't know.
with you.
But anyway, we're getting off the what we're actually supposed to be talking about, which
True.
is Giannis Antetokounmpo. I hate that I'm agreeing with you. Like, I hate it.
dude,
'Cause
he's
I'm
just like,
I'm one of the biggest Dirk fanboys there is.
I just look at Giannis's like defensive impact, his rim running ability, his transition work, his consistency. How many years in a row now has he averaged 30, 13, and 6? Like, that's not normal. That is not normal to average 30 points a game.
It's been 4, right? Since
4 or 5
2018.
years, he's been averaging 13, 30, and 6 on elite efficiency. His team wins 55 games every season. The Bucks are always a top 2-3 team in the Eastern Conference. The way that he wins, he only has 1 ring so far. I think he's going to add more jewelry. But if he retired today, I got him over Dirk. And potentially
I don't
KD
hate
as
it.
well.
E, a final thought from you, brother?
Giannis is just, I feel like he has the opportunity, if I don't know if this is crazy, to pass Tim Duncan. I'd have him too. I'd have him above KG and Dirk.
You got to get a
I don't know.
lot more jewelry to get past
Tim Duncan. Nah,
Yeah.
'cause the difference between KG and Tim Duncan is genuinely like, we're talking like 15 all-time players.
We're talking a
Yeah.
borderline top 5 guaranteed top 10 guy versus someone.
For
who's
me,
fighting for
Giannis
top
is
20,
already top 20. That's just me, though.
Yeah,
I mean, by this logic, I'd have him at 18.
yeah. I don't hate it at all.
I don't hate it at all, but I'm gonna move in here on my take. I'm gonna pull it up for you real quick because I don't want to stutter when I say this. But I'm going to go. Y'all have heard me say this before.
It's a Nets take.
Nah, it's not a Nets take. I got a Nets take that's going to make y'all throw up later. But Jason Tatum is the most overrated player in basketball, and by proxy, the Boston Celtics are the most overrated team in basketball for the next upcoming season. This team is not going to be as good as advertised.
What does that mean, though? Like, what is as advertised? Like, to win it all? I feel like
they were a favorite to win the championship last year.
Yeah.
They were a top 3 team to win it the year before that when they made the finals. I'm saying second round exit from the Boston Celtics.
Second round exit? I mean, I guess the thing is, I don't think a second round exit necessarily translates to them being a bad team. Like, I feel like there are a lot of ways you can lose in the second round. Injuries, bad matchups, if they get matched up with, like, the Bucks or something like that and they lose. Like, they could have lost second round this year to the Sixers. That could have they could have lost that series. They probably should have lost that series. But I don't necessarily disagree with the take that Tatum is overrated. Most in the league. What is your reasoning for being the most overrated guy in the league? Like,
Rudy Gobert does exist. Where did Rudy Gobert? Did Rudy Gobert disappear?
You gotta stop.
Did he disappear? Did he disappear? I'm just wondering. I think
Eastside
definitely
just hates a
most
big who
overrated.
plays the game the right way.
You really do it.
Plays the game the right way. What?
Dude,
He
what
plays.
do you mean?
He doesn't have any offensive game. No offensive game. He has no bag. His bag is deep. You know those like little like snack bags your mom used to put pretzels in and stuff? That's how deep his bag is. I've seen him do a post fadeaway like twice.
Small Ziploc.
Yes.
Nah. He's
The
talking about the Doritos
tiny
bag that you
Ziploc.
open up and it's like 45% air.
Oh,
You
it got
no
like
chip.
3 chips in it.
you gotta reach your whole hand in the bag to get the first chip.
Oh my.
Yes, bro. It's Rudy Gobert exists. Jason Tatum is the type
Who
of
rates Rudy Gobert though, bro? Like
That's my thing is Rudy Gobert is just Rudy Gobert.
people
Like,
say he's a
Jason-
superstar. He's not a
who
superstar.
is people?
Who is people? The French?
The media.
They lost, like,
the
5
media.
years.
Bro, give me one person and that's like notable in the media that's been like Rudy Gobert is a superstar in this league.
Who said I want Rudy Gobert? Not a soul.
I bet you I could find a clip. I bet you I
I'm
can
sure
find
you
a
can't
clip.
find a
Look.
clip, but I'm saying
All
that
right,
like
E,
Yeah.
you find a clip. I'll edit it in right here.
Okay.
Boom, big Rudy Gobert. Oh my gosh, he's so amazing. My thing is, people say Jason Tatum's a top 5 player in this league. Top 15 best.
he's top 10.
Name me. No. Myers, no.
I hate it.
No, stop.
I hate it.
Name me 15 players better than Jason Tatum right now.
I said top 15. Okay, I'll go. Giannis Antetokounmpo, Nikola Jokic, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Joel Embiid.
No.
No.
Oh, no.
No.
I
What?
Tatum is not better
Hold on. Justify
Jason
that.
Tatum's better than
Esai,
LeBron.
you're on the
Jason
solo
Tatum's
right
better
now.
than
Why
LeBron.
is Jason Tatum better than Joel Embiid? Go.
No, LeBron. I was telling LeBron. I said LeBron.
I don't hate that take. Is it bad? I don't hate that take. That
Jason Tatum's better than LeBron.
Okay.
And
fine.
I don't even.
Anthony Davis. Bang.
Yo.
It's
Paul
close.
George. Bang. Steph Curry.
no.
Nah, you
No.
lost me. I'm a Clippers
No.
fan.
Kyrie
Nah.
Irving.
Yeah, nah.
Jason Tatum.
I'm
Jason
sorry.
Tatum.
I'm sorry. Jason Tatum's inability to be consistent and inability to play in the playoffs takes him out of
But
contention.
he's gone to the conference finals.
not-
They haven't won the chip. Yes. But
But
this
Myers, it's not that he's going to the NBA finals. He's going to the NBA finals, right? And choking, falling apart. It's not
Yeah.
that he's going there and he's losing a hard-fought series. He's getting smoked.
Yeah. But
Kobe's first finals, he shot like 32% from the floor.
And
Like
what
Jason Tatum had that type of first finals.
Yeah, but
we
he's
haven't
done it in
seen
every
Jason Tatum in the
playoff
finals
series.
again.
No, he's done it in every playoff series that he's lost. Did this dude not
Bro.
just win them a series against the Sixers, against the MVP of the
I
NBA?
literally watched Jason Tatum score 15 points or something like that straight on the Sixers in the fourth quarter after starting the game.
That's
Like
what
0
I'm
for
saying.
12.
That is what I'm
How
saying.
are you saying he's not clutch? He literally scored 15
He did
straight
say
in the fourth quarter.
inconsistent.
I said inconsistent, bro.
Which I think is fair because he's had bad games. But I will say what Tatum's done in his career is he still had these bad shooting nights in the playoffs. But when he shoots the ball bad, he's not necessarily a hindrance on all levels to his team. He used to be a guy that shot bad, wouldn't play defense, wouldn't rebound. Now he's a quality defender. People talk about him being a better defender than Jaylen Brown, especially in the help side. He's very good with steals and passing lanes, staying in front of guys, switching, rim protecting, and he rebounds the ball at a high level as well. I'm looking at it right now. I'm trying to find how many double-digit rebound games he had in the playoffs. Even though, yes, he has his games where he shoots the ball poorly, which a lot of young stars do in the playoffs, he still impacts winning on multiple levels. And he's been to these high situations so much that I can't say he's like, oh my God, how overrated he is. I mean, look at like other guys his age that have been in the league for as long as he has. How many playoffs have they gone deep into?
Dude, he's like 26 now.
That's young.
But I'm saying is he's been in the league 7 years. How long are we going to bring up his age?
Bro, how long was LeBron in the league before he won a ring? 8 years? 9 years?
But he was in the finals in his rookie year.
He went to the finals 4 years after he got to the league. No, LeBron didn't go to the finals till 07.
07. I'm off. You're right.
Yeah.
But I'm saying is how are we going to bring up his age when he's in the league 7 years,
Because
bro?
I'm saying that guys reach their peaks at certain times.
At 26. Mikal Bridges has reached his peak. He's 27.
Okay.
We made that argument. Jason Tatum is not going to magically get better at basketball.
But I'm saying there's a point where you start to
That's not
understand
necessarily
the game
true.
slows down, and it's not necessarily true. When did Steph win his first ring? Because he was like 27 years old too in 2015. Guys hit a certain point in their career when they start slowing the game down for themselves and things get easier. And I think year after year, the game's only gotten easier for Tatum. This guy was in the MVP conversation for like a majority of the season, fell off because Embiid and Jokic's numbers were crazy. But this dude is a guy that gets you over 30 points a game whenever he wants to. He's a quality defender. He rebounds the ball well. He's switchable. And he leads the team and closes out games. I don't think bringing up suspect playoff performances for like a 24-year-old, 25-year-old is something that makes him just overrated player. When you got so many guys his age that have not been anywhere.
People have him in the top 5. That's insane.
I think he's closer to top 5 than top 15.
Dude, that's crazy.
He's closer to being a top 5 player in the league than a top 15 player in the league.
I mean, I'm not hating that top 15 isn't crazy, but we're going to sit here and act like Steph Curry isn't better than him?
Steph is better than him.
Okay. So
Steph's better.
Steph, Giannis, Jokic, Embiid. Right?
Yeah.
That's 4.
Yeah.
Who else are we fitting in there?
I put KD still.
KD 5, easy. Not even a combo.
And then everything else. And KD still.
Everything else in the conversation after.
He's just trying to act like, bro.
It's okay. Can we take into account how old Kevin Durant is? Can we take into account that Jason
the dude
Tatum
who was
still,
in the MVP conversation last year? We're just getting off on Jason Tatum for being in the MVP conversation. There are articles written that he was top 3 in the voting last year before he got traded. What did we we're gonna sit here and talk about Jason Tatum being young. He's what, 4 years younger than Kevin Durant?
No, 8.
No.
How old? Kevin Durant is not 35.
Kevin Durant is 35.
He's 35?
Yes,
Kevin Durant's been in the league since 08.
I'm saying 33.
Kevin Durant is currently. Well, let's look at this.
He was. Also, we talk about somebody not
okay,
and he was born in September. He's turning 20. He's turning 35 before the start of the season.
and he's in the MVP conversation the same time Tatum is. I just can't act like Kevin Durant isn't better at basketball than Jason Tatum. What does Jason Tatum do better than Kevin Durant?
I feel like they do things. Yeah, they do things similarly well. The gaps between their games aren't that crazy.
Tatum also turned 25.
That's not crazy to say.
Tatum also turned 25 years old this calendar year.
Myers, I wanted to talk about this real quick that Ronan said that Jason Tatum isn't going to magically get better at basketball. I feel like if we KD's reached his peak. We've seen the best KD's going to get. I don't necessarily think we've seen that from Jason Tatum yet.
No, but I think my take that is bigger than that in the broad scheme is that I can't think of like a current NBA superstar that has won a ring before they were like 27 years old and they also didn't go through multiple like solid playoff runs before they did it. We're talking about a guy that just turned 25 a few months ago that has already been to the conference finals 4 times and an NBA finals once. Kevin Durant, how old was he when he won his first ring? He'd been in the league for 9 years before he won a ring. LeBron, same deal. Steph was 6 or 7 and became in the league at like 22. Like, these guys who are now we look at being as top 10 players all time didn't start winning till they were already in their mid to late 20s. And Tatum's just hitting his mid-20s.
And this is where I'll get pushback, is those guys didn't have teams when they entered the league. Jason Tatum has a team. You're saying the last 3 years Jason Tatum hasn't had a good team?
I'm saying that you look at the Thunder teams that Kevin Durant had before he won a ring.
Those
teams were insane. Those teams were probably more talented outside of the stars than the Celtics team is.
Oh, that's pushing it. The bench
is
very poor. The bench was poor. The bench was
6th man of the year. James Harden was poor. 6th man of the year. Harden was poor.
But in the playoffs he was starting. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. My bad.
As a playoff
Harden,
roster, when you match them up, the Celtics are definitely.
Also, everybody knows your bench shrinks in the playoffs anyway. You only need like 7-8 guys to be good in the playoffs. You don't need 10.
The Celtics team last year was definitely better than that.
I'll agree with Ronan.
It was deeper. But you go player for player.
I don't know necessarily it's better. I don't know if Jason Tatum now is better than KD in his best in that.
I think Jason.
I wouldn't say that either.
I think Jason Tatum is one of those guys, and this is where I'll wrap up the conversation, that came to the league really good. He clicked. As soon as he hit the league, he was great in the league. And we've been slowly waiting for him to change his tune. I'm sorry, inconsistency in his shooting, in him turning the ball over in the playoffs.
He's a forward.
Still turning the ball over?
Yeah, because he's getting trapped because he doesn't have a point guard.
Okay, we to take it back, we're talking about how good the Grizzlies are going to be with Marcus Smart running the 1. Now he doesn't have a 1?
No.
Now he doesn't. See what he just did? He flip-flopped on somebody. Come on.
No. Both of y'all shut up. Because what did I flip-flop on? I never said the Grizzlies were going to be a good team. I said they would hold out until John Morant got back. We going to run this tape back. I said the Grizzlies are going to be good enough to hold out.
You said they'd be just as good as the Thunder.
No. The whole season with Ja. What? What are you talking about?
Right.
I said they're going to ride the wave without Ja in, and then when Ja gets back, they're going to be good again. I never once said this team is good. I never said Marcus Smart is the saint that's going to save the Grizzlies. Never once did I say that.
You said he was good, though.
Yeah, he's a depoy.
You said earlier, bro, that he was going to be fine bringing the ball up.
Yeah, he's okay at best bringing the ball up. We've seen that for years.
But now he's to blame for Jason Tatum throwing a ball into traffic or dribbling into a double team?
No, but I'm saying that he's working through kinks. Like, people turn the ball over.
So I can throw. I agree with Myers on this 100%. But yeah. You flip flopping just a little bit, but
at what though? What is inconsistent about my take? When did I say that Marcus Smart was a quality offensive player? I said his value was going to be leadership and defense. I literally said that. I never said anything about Marcus Smart being an elite ball handler or an elite playmaker or an elite scorer. You brought up him averaging 15 a game. That's going to be bad for them. I said his impact is not with scoring the basketball. So where did I flip flop? Because my thing about
how the heck are they going to hold out when they don't have how? So now you're just
so what? So now I'm saying they added a depoy, so they're going to hold out for a few weeks. Yes.
But how? He still has to play. He still has to play offense.
I don't care. They got guys that can play offense.
They have one guy, Desmond Bane. That's it.
He's the least elite offensive player. And what? And so do the freaking So do the Thunder have one guy, SGA, and maybe Chet, and maybe J-Dub, and maybe Josh Giddey.
Exactly.
Yo, E.
You hear the
Notice
maybes,
how
you
all
hear
I
the
had
maybes,
to.
there's no
Do you know how
maybes here.
easy it was for me to get him yelling at you instead of me?
Nah, because y'all piss me off with this whole I'm flip-flopping when I ain't changed nothing.
Oh my God! All right. Who's got the next hot take? Who's got the next hot
Eastside go,
take?
bro. Y'all get me mad, bro. I'm so sick of this.
The Golden State Warriors will be better with Chris Paul than they will be with Jordan Poole.
Good take.
I had the opposite hot take. Swear to God,
They were gonna be.
they're gonna be worse. That
Nah.
Chris Paul trade, in
No.
my opinion, is the end of the Warrior dynasty.
Nah, I agree with
In what
you.
way?
Here,
The West is getting better, and I think with
You have
Chris
Steph
Paul
Curry.
and Steph Curry, yeah. Who else?
What do you mean, Chris Paul?
You have Steph Curry.
Still have the
Has
same
Steph-
big three you've had for the last decade.
You have Andrew Wiggins.
Okay, you got Andrew Wiggins.
You
I'll give you
have
that.
this
Thompson.
team is the same as it was
You have
last
Draymond
year,
Green.
but with
Yeah, this is the same
But with
exact
Chris
team
Paul
with Chris
instead of
Paul
Jordan
and
Poole.
Dario Sarge. Who's going to be a good rotational piece for them?
Who?
Dario Sarge. See, look. No. He's saying who? But
Dario
he just
Sarge
doesn't
is a
know
good player.
Myers.
Dario Sarge.
He's a good role player. He'll
Dario
be
Sarge is a good
watch. He finna be cooking for the Warriors. He finna be throwing no looks, hitting threes. Ronan don't know.
I don't know
Ronan
about good. This dude
don't
averaged
see
like
the
6 points a game last year. But that's besides the point. He can shoot the ball.
On God.
He's a stretch four. Nah, I think the Warriors will be similar. They'll hit the same bar or they'll get better. Draymond Green said it on a podcast. He was like, Chris Paul adds a different dimension to this team. With Jordan Poole, you have the same kind of positives that you get from Steph. With Chris Paul now, you have a guy that maybe makes his teammates better. You might see a jump from guys like Moses Moody or Jonathan Kuminga, guys that we haven't seen take a major offensive jump yet. Like the way Chris Paul made the Suns team click and become who they are now by getting guys like Bridges and Cam Johnson and Devin Booker, getting them the touches they need in good spots, he'll do the same thing for this bench unit. And I think the offense from Steph is still going to be there. It's going to be there from Clay. It's going to be the same team. But now they got a guy that helps to kind of lead the charge for the second unit rather than Jordan Poole doing the same thing that Curry adds but worse. I don't really see them getting worse with Jordan Poole gone. Plus, the locker room's going to be better, too. I know as much as people want to make it seem like they were, like, through their problems, I'm sure Jordan Poole hated it there. I'm sure Draymond Green and Jordan Poole, they never got along. I'm sure that locker room was not that great to be in. I think having Chris Paul, even though he's had his times with the Warriors where he hates them all, it's basketball-related. They're going to click, and they're going to work together fine.
I don't think they're going to get worse. I think with the Chris Paul trade, it is the end of the Warriors dynasty. They did not prepare for the future. They tried to get something going in the next 1 year. I mean, Chris Paul, 40.
Yeah, but I'm saying, what about the dynasty didn't already fall off from this year? Like, what's the difference from
No,
from
I think
last
this
year?
is the end. Like, this solidified the end. Like, if they trade for a young star, they move Jordan Poole for someone else, maybe somebody who has a little more energy, something behind them, not 38 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They could go out there and win a ring. Like, this team is great.
How good of a player would you need to upgrade to get a ring? You talking like Jordan Poole to who? Who are you flipping him for that would get you
They
a
can
ring?
win,
Because
guys.
my thing
Wait,
is like,
we don't think that they can win a ring right now.
no,
I
think
don't.
this team could win a ring.
I
My
think they could.
My point is that I don't know what about this trade specifically ends their dynasty compared to them like either not doing anything, keeping Jordan Poole, or trading for somebody else because they're not going to get much better than. What
I
they
just
got.
don't understand how you can end a dynasty after a dynasty ends after just a year. Like I feel like you have to have multiple years of
I'm saying
declining.
This is the end. They're not going to win after this, and this trade solidified that. This team is going to be all right or good, whatever you want to call it. They're going to be a 5 seed this year. They're going to be, just as last year. And then after that, they're going to steadily decline and decline. Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and Draymond Green are going to retire. They're going to get their jerseys put in the rafters. They're going to be in the Hall of Fame, and the Warriors are not going to be good.
So, as much as I don't disagree with that take, I don't see anything about this trade that changes the landscape for this team.
You're missing my key point in that I'm saying is they did not trade for the future when they should have.
Yeah,
they traded for immediate success, and it's an awful trade. We sat here and all agreed it's an awful trade.
No,
this is
whoa.
awful. It's awful.
I don't think it's awful.
Picking up Chris Paul. Awful.
Getting rid of a guy that's overpaid
on a $20 million contract.
Getting rid of a guy like Jordan Poole that's gonna be overpaid for the next 4 years. That was not.
And
good
that
for
ruins
the locker room?
and that ruins your locker room. Ruins your locker room. Hey, bad
we're
with coaching
picking up
staff,
Chris Paul.
We're
picking up.
He's only got a year left on his contract. Once you
exactly,
lose Chris Paul,
it's a year. It's
once
1
you
year.
lose Chris Paul, then you have more cap room than what you would have had if you still kept Jordan Poole for the next 4 years.
And also as well, this team gets better. Like Meyer said, it adds a whole nother dimension. You're going to have guys. I'm just going to reiterate what Meyer said. You're just going to have guys. Chris Paul just makes people better when he's on the floor. That's just how he works. He's going to get guys the ball. He's going to find looks. We're not going to expect Chris Paul to be 18-10 Chris Paul. He's going to be 10-6 Chris Paul. I just don't think also that this team's dynasty run ends here. If we're calling that, they can win a ring next year. They have the same team that they had.
I think that's personally insane.
How is that insane?
If it was
where have they gotten worse?
If it was 2021, I'd be like, yeah, they're good. They have a chance to win a ring. But it's not 2021. You got the Lakers on a tear. You have a Clippers team that might get James Harden.
Wouldn't make us better. But
how much?
I don't know if they
how much better do the Clippers get with James Harden with all the assets that they're going to lose for him? That trade makes no sense, and it's not going to happen.
Clippers trading for James Harden makes no sense when they wrestle.
It's a stupid trade. Why would they get that? Makes no sense.
Because he opted into his contract.
And we talk about
James
moves.
Harden opted out where he wasn't guaranteed to get paid $35 million this upcoming season. I think somebody signing him like the Clippers would be amazing, but for $35 million. When this team is already pushing cap and they're losing a lot of guys, I don't see it benefiting the Clippers either. But besides the point though, Clippers still going to be a good team. Ronan's point is still I understand it.
I don't.
Not going to win it all.
I'll finish this take up that we both kind of shared. The Warriors will not make a finals, both Western Conference or finals, until Steph Curry and that big three retires. They have not prepared themselves for 2-3. No, they haven't. And the West is too good right now for them to make it now. Should have traded for something different. I'm not saying don't trade Jordan Poole. I'm not saying that. That was a good trade. Picking up Chris Paul at the age of 38 for that contract.
On a 1-year deal.
Okay, it's
1 year.
So you just lose him after a year?
Yeah, and then you have
because that's so much better.
Yes.
Then you have cap space.
It is.
Who?
It gives you your cap space.
Whoever they want to sign.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or they want to re-sign Chris Paul for cheaper money if he works out. Because nobody's going to pay Chris Paul $30 million again. After his contract's done, he's not getting paid again.
But again, all I'm hearing is second-round exit.
I don't necessarily disagree with that, but I also don't think anything changes between that trade, hurting them, regardless. But
I just don't understand how much
never winning a ring again isn't necessarily awful. It's just gonna be situational because this team could really go out and just win a series. If they get matched up against the Kings again, or they match up with the Grizzlies, who I don't know are gonna be great in the playoffs.
Dude,
they could go ahead and win it.
Confused on what the Kings are gonna do.
This team, I don't think they're gonna be good. That's actually one of my takes, actually, but I want to wait for that for a second.
Rip it. Let's segue.
So I was gonna segue into saying that the Sacramento Kings are not going to be a top 6 seed this next year. I don't know if they're going to get better on the defensive end of the basketball. I think they're still going to continue to play good offensively and improve. But I think you always have teams that have a year where they kind of overachieve. And I think that was this year for the Kings. I think a lot of their winning had to do with other teams being bad, not them necessarily being good. I think you look at teams being structured, like the Clippers coming back structured, Lakers coming back structured, hopefully the Pelicans coming back structured, and I feel like the Kings slowly get knocked down the pecking order of the best teams in the West until you see them being in the play-in.
Yeah, see, before because we know, Myers, that Isai Romero is a big Kings fanboy. I agree with you wholeheartedly. Even in the playoffs, I was like, wait, the Kings are actually winning? Wait a minute. The Kings are actually good? And the whole time, the way that De'Aaron Fox was playing, I just felt he was overplaying his skill set, if that makes sense. Like, he was just balling out of control. And I think the way that they were just hitting shots, the way they were getting out on defense in the big moments was very important for them. However, if you're not doing it day in and day out and on a consistent basis, in my opinion, like it's a fluke. And I think that kind of where this season fits in, and I would not be surprised if they're fighting for a play-in or in the play-in.
Well, I think this team is just forever bounded to be at a certain cap until they get a genuine rim protector. Because Sabonis, Eastside, we've talked about this a lot, actually. Sabonis cannot.
Yeah,
Sabonis we saw in the playoffs,
It's
Sabonis' impact in basketball games where he's not just, like, hitting floaters or easy layups at the rim. Like, I don't really know what he does that makes him so good besides, like, rebound the basketball and, like, defensive end. That's about it that he does like a high level.
And to back up our point more, a lot of those wins and those big moments came from Harrison Barnes just dogging. Is he going to do that again?
Harrison Barnes.
Is he going to do that again, though?
No.
I don't think so.
That Harrison Barnes extension was like 3 years?
3?
What are we getting 3 years out of Harrison Barnes? I was actually going to agree with you guys, Ronan, on this.
Wow,
I
we're all in agreement. This is insane. This is not good content. This is not good content.
I know. They just not going to get better. And the only way they get better is either through rim protection or adding more perimeter defenders. Because that's the only way that this is going to work with Sabonis is if, like, I've been saying this for the longest time. I feel like OG fits really well on the Kings. Like a guy like OG or a guy like Pascal, like one of those two guys.
To take it back to the Warriors, that was a player that would have changed their trajectory. But anyway, keep going.
I agree, but this team just didn't get better, and other teams in the West did get better. So I just don't. Or have gotten better. I just don't think.
You know what?
Kings are gonna be
I'll say
big.
this, E, for you, because I do appreciate how good I think the Thunder are going to be good next year. The Thunder will finish higher than the Kings next year. That is my where I'm at.
Okay.
The Oklahoma City Thunder will finish higher than the Sacramento Kings in the 2023-24 NBA season. Boom. You're welcome, me.
I can't wait for this to be the 7th and the 8th team in the freaking West, dude. like, oh, scary. They're going to finish better than the Thunder. Congrats.
No,
I have a question. I wanted to hear our opinions on the Pelicans ceiling. What do we think Pelicans ceiling team? With Zion?
Top 4 seed of the West conference finals appearance.
See, as much as I want to say the ceiling is super, super high because that is what Zion's ceiling is, I think it's the same thing as the Sacramento Kings. Imagine the New Orleans Pelicans lifting an NBA trophy. Just as a franchise, not as a team.
I feel like it's kind of like this year, though.
I feel like
it was kind of dead.
I feel like 5 years ago people would have said that about Denver. Like, imagine earn the bubble.
Denver had a couple.
Yeah, right.
I mean, they had Carmelo.
Yeah.
I guess you're right.
Nene. Nene.
Hey, that's
Paul Millsap. Gary Harris Jr.
Nah, man.
Yeah. You want me to keep going?
Now, I will say, Ro, I get your point, though. The Pelicans, like, you don't want to see them lift a trophy. But I will say, I think their ceiling is a conference finals appearance, but their floor is genuinely, like, missing the play-in. Like, this team could do anything this year. Like, this team could generally miss the playoffs as a whole. They could finish 12th, and I would not be that surprised.
I get so I get
Rockets
so
still exist, to be
confused.
fair, dude.
Yeah, they get 12th. Then the Rockets be 14. Yeah.
And the
How bad are the Rockets really going to be, though? They got Fred
13?
VanVleet.
Oh,
They have Dylan
scary.
Brooks.
worst team in the NBA.
That's not true. The Charlotte Hornets exist.
Okay, no, I think the Hornets will be
Exist.
better than the. Actually, no, I don't. I don't think they'll be better than the Rockets.
Dude,
No, I
it'll
give you
be
that.
tough. The Rockets are gonna have a tougher schedule. That's the only reason why I'm saying that.
That's true, but I was
Like
thinking
the
Rockets,
Hornets get to play
Awful
the
teams.
Magic and the Wizards
Wizards,
like
yeah.
7 times.
The Wizards might be the worst team in the NBA. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a bad
Jordan
take.
Poole's going to have to score 60 a game for them to win more than 15 games.
Hey, your boy. Hey, what about Tyus Jones? What about Tyus Jones? He go average 25 and 10.
Yo, this is the most Justin Lacertosa conversation I've ever heard in my life. We're talking about Tyus Jones and the Wizards. All I'm gonna say is, if I'm the owner of the Washington Wizards, I'm making sure that front row is stacked with every model that is willing to come to a game just to get Jordan Poole in his game, bro.
That boy finna do whatever he wants, regardless of who's in the
Oh,
stands.
he's gonna be shocking.
That team's gonna be bad.
No, bro. Literally, Jordan, he might coach too. They might just appoint him head coach. He's just going to be,
Who
he's going to
is
be
the
running
Wizards
around
head
running the
coach?
team.
I would say that. Actually,
like, bro, all we do is watch the NBA. Can you name the Wizards head coach?
I don't think I could.
I
Off
went
the
to a
dome?
game this last year. I can't even name their head coach.
Off the dome.
No, not the dome. I have to look at.
To be
No
fair,
way.
can we? Is it just me, or is now in the NBA there's so many more irrelevant coaches, like
I think
randos?
there's just a lot of flip flopping. Like you got guys that aren't in jobs anymore that you just think of like off the top of your head, or like guys that keep changing teams. Like Dwayne Casey used to be like a household name in coaching. Now you never hear about, bro.
That's true. Like even Vaughn on the Nets. Like I wonder how many people know who he is. Like
Yeah.
realistically.
I think there's a lot of flip flopping with coaches because people are, or not people, teams are very, impatient. Like the fact
I also
Mike
think
Budenholzer
that
got fired
players-
is looking crazy to me.
Insane. Even Nick Nurse was insane to me.
I think Nick Nurse just had it wasn't about like his production. I think it was more or less like they just wanted a new fit for this, like the level of team they had because they won with him. But now they're like, okay, maybe he's just good on like winning teams. He can't actually rebuild a team because you got coaches that are good at certain things, right? Like some coaches feel like are better when it comes to like
Doc
situational
Rivers,
styles.
great at losing.
Well, no, Doc Rivers is great at hey man, Clippers head coach for a long time. I'm always going.
I love
Doc's-
Don't you just love how he get on the mic and he be so calm, like he wasn't cursing out Doc Rivers for like 3 years of his life.
Oh, bro.
Oh my gosh, right.
Like the amount of times I've
just-
heard about him talk trash about Doc Rivers sitting in my
That
dorm
man
room.
has
No,
that
no,
man
no.
has genuinely made me he's made me cry. No grown man has ever made me cry besides Doc Rivers. The 2020 bubble. I never shed a tear.
This is our year, man.
Bro.
This we were supposed to be great.
You don't understand, bro, because we're DMV kids. I am the only Clippers fan in a 50-mile radius of my school.
If you go and sit in LA, you might be the only Clippers fan in 50
50
miles radius. Bro.
I can
That's
go
what I'm
sit.
saying.
I can sit in crypto and be the only Clippers fan in the arena. I know,
Bro,
But
RIP the Staples Center, bro. That shit pissed me off.
It is
I
whack.
can't even hold
but,
you.
But my point is that when you're the only Clippers fan in your school and you blow a 3-1 lead when it's your year, you go to school the next day and you get nothing but like.
Bro was getting bullied in online school.
Genuinely, I hopped on a Zoom and I was getting flamed.
Bro was getting bullied in the Google Meets. Oh
no,
my
bro,
god.
because I was.
Hey, yo, Myers, you see the score last night? You
Bro.
checked the game? Hey, shout out Doc.
I was an open Clippers fan. Like my teachers knew I was a Clippers fan. I had one teacher who was like, "Hey, Ryan, why's your camera off today?" I was like, "Oh, just kind of tired." He was like, "Not cause your favorite NBA team sucks." I was like, "Bro, there's no way you said that to me in the middle of the
That's crazy.
And you hear
Y'all
all
went to
the
those
people put the
classes?
laughing emojis in the chat. You don't even hear them because they all got the mic off. You just hear the crying emoji.
No, or your boy is in class with you, turns his camera on for a second, goes, "Dang," and it turns everything back off. I was getting flamed in online school. My phone was blowing up for a week straight. I shed a tear, genuinely. I turned the game off when we went down. I think it was 106 88, and I turned my TV off, threw the remote, and went upstairs and wanted to cry in my bed after the Clippers lost, blew a 3-1 lead. So Doc Rivers has genuinely ruined my life, but also I got a soft spot for him anyway.
I don't even know how we got to this, but I'm gonna hit y'all with a hot take.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit y'all with a hot take. Y'all are gonna kill me. Hey.
It's a Nets take.
It's a Nets take.
Oh my God.
The Nets are gonna win the NBA. The Nets are gonna land Damian Lillard.
Ben Simmons will have a comeback season this year. I'm talking 15 and 10 from the guy. Maybe
that's a comeback
17
season.
and a 10. Hey.
That's a comeback season.
Yes.
That's what he was doing his rookie year, by the way.
Yeah.
You're gonna see Ben Simmons hit a 3-pointer this year.
Is that a hot take or just like a prayer that he ends up hitting a 3-pointer this year? You know what I mean? Like we'd see if we get lucky. One rattles in for him. Is he gonna bank it?
Is he? Is this an NBA? Oh, I know. Is he going? Hey, is he gonna bank it? There's no way
like Eastside the Rec.
There's no way it's rattling. What, bro? Like I don't carry this man. Like I don't carry. Like I don't put the team on my back. No,
right,
bro.
buddy.
Ben Simmons is gonna be just as good as that picture frame sitting over there is good at basketball. He's gonna sit there and do absolutely nothing for the whole year.
I actually really like his game, so I hope he does have a decent year.
He averaged a double-double last
What game? What's his game?
Okay. At his best though, like peak
Passing out of wide
Sixers-
open layups?
No, come on now. Peak Ben Simmons on the Sixers was genuinely an all-star, and he was elite at everything but shooting. But his inability to shoot cost him genuinely like all chance of being like another echelon of player. But he he could do everything. Genuinely, he's 6'10", switchable. He was a guy that could guard all fives for a couple years, making all defensive team, whatever. I like his game. He can do a lot. Ben Simmons he's a quality player. He go in there, he'll play like he'll play like the other Nets legend I know, left-handed wing, Rondé Hollis-Jefferson, and go in there, play decent defense, get some buckets, and sit right back on the bench. Y'all remember 2019, Rondé Hollis-Jefferson? That boy was a bucket.
for like
What?
2
Remember?
Like, okay, can we talk about that for a second? Why is there always a Nets player that's like on a Linsanity run? Like Cam Thomas last year? Bro dropped 44, 50, 48 and disappeared. I'm like, bro.
Well, they stop playing him.
Yeah, because he's not that good. Bro, I don't even want to talk about the Nets. I'm going to get upset.
But okay, Ro, back your take though. Like, what
I
about
bet you
Simmons?
the Nets don't even
I'ma
make the
say
plan.
No.
Are they better
What'd
than
you
the
say?
Pacers?
Yes. 100%. 100%. 100%.
I don't think it's 100%. I think it's close. I think in a 7-game series, taking the Pacers isn't crazy.
Because Tyrese is the best player out of both those teams.
Exactly. Tyrese, and they have
But,
Buddy,
come on, can we
and
be
they have
honest, though, for a
Miles.
second? Like, the Nets
Benedict
have a lot more
Mathurin?
depth than they have. Like,
yeah, but I
is
think
Tyrese
depth-
Halliburton that much better than Mikal Bridges?
Not necessarily, but
Like,
I think,
Mikal Bridges on the Nets, to be fair.
Yeah.
Like, what he does for that team, I just think Cam Johnson's probably would be the second best player on the Pacers. Is that an insane take?
He's not better than Miles Turner's.
Okay, Miles.
I don't think
Turner,
he's better
yeah.
than Miles Turner. I don't know how much better he is than Buddy Hield either.
He's definitely better
Just-
than Buddy Hield.
they-
I take him over Buddy Hield.
I think
as well.
Spencer
I think it's
Dinwiddie's
close.
better than
I
Buddy
don't-
Hield.
I
It's not a
don't
bad
think so.
take.
I don't think so.
I think Dinwiddie's a good playmaker. He's sizable. I think the Nets are a good team, but I just don't know
Okay.
what they're gonna do.
To
at
back
all.
up my
But
take-
regardless, Ben
To
Simmons,
back
I
up
wanna
my
hear it.
take, I think he started off right at the beginning of last season, was still in that like I can't play basketball, focusing on mental health. Came back, put up solid numbers. I mean, he double. I mean, a low point double, like 10 and 10.
Yeah.
Was able to pass the ball again, wasn't turning the ball over, was pretty efficient, obviously wasn't shooting the basketball. I mean, he's getting like 5-6 layups a game max, was pretty bad from the line. But I think that if he continues on that trajectory, and especially what he's looked like in these training camp videos of him putting in work,
I sidestep midi hit I got over that IG trainer was real TV.
But anyways,
That's the best basketball we've seen from Ben Simmons since like
2021. And that's what I think. He's going to return to that last good year on the Sixers form. I really do think that.
I hope he does, because they're going to need a guy like him to come in and, create offense
I
for
would
this
not
team.
be surprised if Ben Simmons could get up to a couple 20-point games on this team.
You know what's funny, is I actually agree with this take, mostly because I think the Nets are a team that have a lot of guys that can shoot the three ball. They have a lot of guys that can play their role pretty well. But they're going to need somebody to create offense. And I think with the Sixers, it was always tricky with Embiid in the middle. He couldn't always drive or sit on the block. But I think we're going to see, okay, don't crucify me when I say the beginning of the statement because I have a point to it. We're going to see, this 2018-style elbow passer LeBron from Ben Simmons, or he could genuinely catch the ball in the post and create offense. Yo, stop, because you got to understand what I'm talking about here. You take Claxton out of the lineup, you force space it, right? And now you can work offense through him. And he can pass the ball, he can turn and get to the rim.
And they stretch the floor really well. Top 1 through 5, they could shoot if Claxton's off the floor.
I think this is a good situation.
I agree.
There's not a lot of pressure on him to do well.
I think the Nets and the Thunder are in very similar positions of players on each team are primed to make a jump. Will they make a jump?
Yeah.
And I, as a Nets fan,
who on the Nets is primed to make a jump?
Cam Johnson.
That's about it for me, though.
How much
what is
of it?
Claxton going to
what jump is Claxton going to make?
I think he's just going to score more points.
But he's not going to get more skill.
Is he?
He might score more points.
He's not big enough.
But he might score
He's
more
6'10".
points doing the same
He's a
thing
lob
he already
threat.
does. You know what I mean? Being a lob threat, catching putbacks and stuff. But he
and
has
he
no
hurts
bag.
that team.
He has zero bag. I might have
Rudy Gobert bag.
I'm kidding. Rudy Gobert.
Okay, no bag's crazy. He can work in the low.
On
the
who?
block.
Can't
on
me,
maybe.
Switches.
Yeah, on switches.
They work this way. All right, we'll watch.
He's a lob threat.
What do you mean,
right?
we'll
He can
watch?
roll.
And Mikal Bridges, I don't know if a jump is necessarily justified, but I think he's going to solidify the jump he made when he came to the Nets.
I think his numbers drop.
On what grounds?
I think his efficiency could drop having to be the main scorer for 82 games because that's just not a role that you can do easily.
Explain to me how Mikal Bridges' numbers are going to take a dive, please.
I think with what you're saying and these leaps that you need to see from Cam Johnson and these other dudes, there's no way that he's going to be able to sustain the numbers he has if you want to see those guys make a jump.
I mean, he was averaging 28. You don't think there's
So-
room for 28?
I mean, how much better is Cam Johnson going to get?
Well, he could get a lot better.
You could get a lot better, but where are those points coming from?
Also, the Nets were not scoring the ball crazy. There's a lot of points to be had. It's not like this team didn't get swept.
they were
I just
winning
don't-
games with 102.
I just feel
this
like it's
team got
disrespectful
swept. They
to
didn't
say
score
that
over
the Nets
100
are
in
like
3 of those
Thunder.
games.
Yeah. Dude, I hated watching those games, bro. Because until the midway through the third quarter, they were like, oh, my God, they got a shot.
Yeah,
And
because
they
they
just
just
break my heart every time.
They were in 'em.
I can't, dude. The Brooklyn Nets stink. Actually, it's brutal.
And they'll stink for the foreseeable future.
So will the Thunder.
Playing teams.
No.
Playing teams.
No. I bet
Some
you
playing teams.
no. The Thunder have so much better of a future than the Nets do.
Yeah,
It's
but
not even
this-
close.
Currently, right now, next season, they're both playing teams. In my opinion, anyway.
I agree.
No, did you just say they were top 6?
I can see what you're saying. I can understand what you're saying.
Okay. Yeah, no, I think they're very mediocre teams. Anybody have any more crazy hot takes? You haven't had a hot take in a second. Anything you want to throw out there?
I had one more. I didn't. I think Giannis is gonna have his his best year this year.
What does his
I
best
think.
year look like?
Yeah.
35 and 15.
Oh my God, we're talking about some my career numbers. That
Like
that
34,
would-
That team
33.
is wide open, dude.
That team
Like,
also.
I have
Exact-
no idea what. Chris Middleton stinks. Chris Middleton stinks.
I said this since last year, but we were up in the Grand Canyon. Y'all were not telling me this boy was mid. I've been trying to tell you for a minute Middleton is
He's
mid.
mid. I was saying he's a good defender when he was good.
Okay.
That was
Yeah.
the argument.
I
That
don't
was
think
the
he's
argument.
that. I think when he's on the floor, he's above mid. He's above average. when he's on the floor, but he
Okay,
hasn't
because
been on the
average is
floor.
like the 6th, 7th man off the on the bench for the team. You know what I'm saying? But like,
I
in
mean,
terms
as
of
a
what like his drop off.
Besides Giannis Antetokounmpo, what is scary about the Milwaukee Bucks?
Drew Holiday.
Drew Holiday's defense?
Offensively, he's still
Brooke
quality,
Lopez,
too.
that team is still really good, and it could win the East.
Team could win the East, but
Because of Giannis Antetokounmpo, though.
I mean, we saw it this year. If Giannis isn't healthy, they're not going to go anywhere.
Yeah, they're a playing team without Giannis.
I think you can't say that about the other top teams in the East necessarily.
I think the whole East is just like kind of top heavy, dude. Like once you get past the Heat, even the Heat aren't. I will say one thing that I'm going to say about the Eastern Conference: the Knicks.
I was
are
actually
about to
thinking
make
about
a
this for a hot
big
take.
jump.
I didn't think this was that hot of a take.
It's not
so
that hot of a take. That's why I didn't.
I was
do
gonna
it.
say that the Knicks could make the conference finals, the NBA finals here.
I really don't see a world where it's a Sixers, Knicks, Celtics, Knicks, and Eastern Conference Finals. I really don't think that's insane.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah, no.
What are you guys so excited about the Knicks? I'm just wondering.
I just think that this
What
is a
what
team
about the Knicks
that
gets so
did a
much
really
better?
good job in the first round. Like they took care of the Cavs. I thought that series was going to be a 7-game series, no question, down to the wire. Cavs are going to pull it out. They got washed by the Knicks. I think they have a lot of they're consistent. They have a lot of talent all over the floor. I think having Josh Hart is huge. They losing Obi Toppin kind of sucks for them, but I don't think he's that good of a player. Julius Randle's efficiency took a major jump this last year, which I really liked when he's averaging like 26 and 10. Brunson averaging 26 and 7. If RJ Barrett can continue to play at like a 20-point per game level, this team could really do something in the playoffs. And they got kind of unlucky, too.
And I think RJ Barrett's kind of turned his trajectory a little bit in terms of his efficiency.
Yeah.
Like, he still had a couple off games last season, but in the playoffs, especially in that Cavs series,
he was good.
Bro, was
and
pretty
I
good.
also, to make note, Julius Randle missed time in that Heat series. He missed a couple games. And I think that kind of stuff, like, you're talking about playoff series, health is the difference between winning and losing most of the time. And Randle, as much as people want to hate on him for whatever reason, he's a good player. And this team could really do something and win. And I think making the conference finals is not as crazy of an achievement as people make it out to be. I think you only need a lucky draw or two to make the conference finals. You know what I mean? You only need like one injury gets you the conference finals. Like one unlucky bounce gets you a conference finals run. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, because that's what kind of the Heat got. I think if Giannis is healthy, if Giannis doesn't get hurt, they sweep the Heat.
I don't know about sweep, but I think that's like.
Well, they win the first. No. They sweep. Myers. The only reason the Heat were so good is because the momentum that they had as a team.
Yeah.
That's why they were so good. That's what elevated them.
Yes.
If they don't win that first game, they don't get that momentum. They don't get that.
Yeah,
Hey, we might actually be able.
But I'm not saying that they couldn't win a game off. They're not that bad. They could not get a game off the Bucks.
the Heat.
My point is that
I feel like this
5-6
is
game series probably.
I think when people look back,
What are we talking about?
So Esai's making a point
I'm
that
confused.
Esai's making a point basically that if Giannis was healthy, the Bucks would have swept the Heat.
Yeah, I agree.
I think they're clearly winning that series, but
I agree
mean,
with
they
you,
could get
E.
a game.
I agree. It's the momentum.
It is the momentum that had them carry them through the playoffs, but
It's
I don't
also
think
Himmy buckets.
Himmy buckets can win you a game in any series.
Not with Giannis Antetokounmpo consistently on the floor healthy, though.
But why not?
Yes.
They wiped them when he wasn't on the floor, so if he's on the floor, it's going to be competitive. They weren't like it was early when he got injured.
We're also talking about, in my opinion, the best player in basketball. And Giannis
Jokic is the best player.
Antetokounmpo.
I don't hate Giannis. I don't hate Giannis.
it's Jokic. It's Jokic because this, like, bro, when I was rewatching some of these highlights from this playoff, like all the playoff games, like, it is disgusting.
You know,
like, I don't know,
It's just for me. It's just the defensive impact because what we're talking about is you take Giannis Antetokounmpo out of the equation. I'll give a little pushback to what you're saying, Myers. Is they got wiped when Giannis was on the floor. That'll make it competitive. But you're not realizing Giannis Antetokounmpo going to drop 30 points, but he's also going to take away 10 minimum.
Yeah.
So that 40-point swing is now a 10-point W for you, and I think he has the greatest impact in the league.
That's a very fair statement.
I think you put
I
Giannis
don't.
Antetokounmpo on the floor. I think he has one of the craziest impacts in NBA history. Genuinely, like
In terms of
on the
impact on winning?
floor, he is going to affect the game. There's not a single game that you watch of Giannis Antetokounmpo that you're like, oh, he's off the floor. You know, the second he checks out and the second he's back in because he's on both ends of the floor. He's on the ball. Somebody drives to the paint. Giannis Antetokounmpo's there.
He's top 10.
All time.
100%.
He's top 10.
Impact.
Like top
100%.
10, like impact. You got to think Jordan, Shaq, Bron, Kobe, Magic,
Kareem, at that matter.
Kareem.
I mean, there's plenty of guys, and we're all talking about
There's
NBA
plenty of
legends
guys.
there. That's just
That's
my
your point,
in
though.
general. Is he's going to get you 35, and he's also going to take 15 away. That's 50 points that Giannis Antetokounmpo, and that's why we saw the Heat take care of him. It wasn't even like it was a tough series when Giannis Antetokounmpo wasn't on the floor. But I believe in my heart, Giannis is on that floor. That's a 4-game series. He's healthy, no concerns. 4-game series.
I don't know. I think
And
I
they
just
go to
trust
the
Eric
final.
Spoelstra. I think I just trust Eric Spoelstra's ability to make an adjustment for a game or two to like snag him a game in Miami. But I get what you.
It's
The point
5
is the Bucks
max.
still win that series, though.
Yeah.
Bucks still win that series. It's
Yeah.
not an argument.
What I wanted to say is going back to this, we were talking about Giannis's legacy at the beginning of this, is depending on how Giannis's career goes for the rest of, I feel like if it goes bad, we're going to look back to this playoff year and been like, yo, if he wouldn't have gotten injured here, this would have drastically changed. Because I think they beat, think about it, I think they beat this, they beat the Knicks for sure.
Yeah.
They wiped the Knicks. And I also think they beat the Celtics in 7.
I mean, I don't. Hate
I don't
that
even think
take.
it goes 7. I think they get him in 6.
That would just
6,
be such a fun
and then-
series
and then
to
they-
watch.
I mean, we're talking about the Celtics like they didn't almost get swept by the Heat.
They came back.
And I think they beat the Nuggets too. And am I that crazy?
No.
I feel like that the Bucks are built to beat the Nuggets.
See,
perfectly.
that's why I take Giannis over over Jokic. Is for me, I look at it like if those two went against each other, it was an NBA Finals series, right? You're gonna look at Giannis Antetokounmpo, right? You're gonna look at Nikola Jokic, both equally offensive impact in the same vicinity. Giannis is gonna slam it down his throat every single time, bro.
Yeah.
I don't think
He's not stopping him.
necessarily. No.
What is Nikola
Jokic's
Jokic gonna
offensive
do on
impact.
defense?
Hold on. Can you shush for 2 seconds and I get my point? Just shush. The fact that Giannis is not, I don't like, it's a tier above for Jokic offensively in his impact. It's a tier above. I don't think you say Giannis will get you 10 points on defense, which is 100% correct. I think with Jokic's 13 assists he's going to get you 20 more points plus his 30 that he's going to give you. So I feel like offensively,
4 or 5 assists though.
I know, but
Giannis will get you.
Go ahead, Myers.
In total points, Giannis will get you 50, but Jokic will get you like 65. We're talking pushing 70, to be honest. You're looking at double-digit assist numbers. You're in a lot of them threes. You're looking at probably an extra like 30, 35 points that he creates offense for, along with his like 25 to 30. Jokic is like an extra 60 points a game, and Giannis is an extra like 45, 50. But Giannis is
again, though, it is close, Ronan. It is super close.
I just gotta disagree, dude. I'm sorry. If those two, I hope to God that's the next NBA Finals, because I know for
it'd be so gas.
I'm right.
You know what's lame though, that I will say that I agree with Ronan on, is the fact that I just don't know if I could look at like a 300-pound man that is not fast, can't jump high, and isn't like isn't dripped out and be like,
he's not gonna
he's
catch
the
him
best
in
basketball
transition.
player I know. Like you look at like the big names in hoops throughout like all of like hoop history. Bron, like you look at your Kobe's, Jordan, but you look at like guys on that tier below that were like best player in the league at points. Like you got guys that were like AI, Melo, D Wade. Guys you look at and they're like, man, like he's cool, man. Jokic rides horses, bro. Like I don't want to say he's the best player in the league. Like is that lame to
Just say,
Like no, it's
just
not because he's
just
white.
say it to
It's
white
not
dude.
because he's
Come
white.
on, come
Because Larry
on.
Bird is dripped out too. Larry Bird was dripped head to toe. Dirk got his swag on him. Even Steve Nash
Dirk
got his
had
flashy
negative
passes.
swag.
Dirk had a little drip. But even Steve Nash was fun to watch with his passing and stuff. Jokic
Nah,
is
he had a little swag. You seen his wife? He has swag.
Jokic is just like, man, like, yo. That could just be the money, though. But nah.
No.
Jokic, you're like, bro, like, this dude can't even, like, jump 2 feet off the, like, 2 inches off the ground. And
Hey,
like,
I think Jack Harlow did a movie on this like a couple months ago. That's all I gotta say.
and was it a good movie? It was all right.
Hey,
I didn't
bro,
watch
I could
it.
jump. I could jump. I promise. I could jump.
Jokic can't. A lot of them boys can't. Jokic can't.
And that's what I'm saying, dude. Giannis, I think, dude, like the only thing he does better is pass the ball. Jokic, and I'm sorry, I've said this plenty of
Shoots
times.
the ball a lot better than him, too.
He's arguably a better scorer.
Yeah, hell of a lot better.
Are you okay? I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
He's arguably a better
He's
scorer.
a more versatile scorer. Giannis's efficiency is close to it's a close call.
Bro. This is recency bias.
Is it?
This is recency
Don't
bias.
this dude
Yes.
got
It's not.
Don't this dude got
It's
two
not.
MVPs?
It's not. Yeah, he has two
Before- a year
MVPs. He's been doing
years
it.
before he got the ring. He's been doing this for the last 3-4 years. At like
Got
this
snubbed
level,
out of this year.
Like this level,
Giannis been doing it like a year longer.
more than a year longer, but it doesn't mean he's not better.
They
I
have the
agree.
same exact resume except for Giannis holding depoys. So if you're looking at a guy to put all time, who are you picking?
That's not what we're talking about. Though.
No,
That's not what we're talking about.
But I'm
Wait,
asking
wait.
the question.
What is he-
I'm asking the question.
Where
though.
did this conversation
No,
go?
no. I'm asking the question. This is a Jokic versus Giannis.
That's not what we're doing. We're talking we're talking about their skill set.
Okay, but
I'm
I'm just saying go.
I mean,
I
if
said I
if
already
he's
said
asking
Giannis.
the
I think he's
question,
close to top 15 all time. I'm picking Giannis over Jokic all time currently. Yes, however, skill set wise, scoring the basketball, shooting the ball is a conversation to be had because Jokic can shoot the ball a hell of a lot better.
So what makes
and he can
Giannis
pass
better
the
than
ball a
Jokic?
lot. Defense
Okay.
and ball
The-
handling.
yeah.
and yeah, I'd say ball handling,
It's close.
defense, and then rim pressure. But Jokic has the passing, basketball IQ,
And that's why I'm
awareness.
saying Giannis gonna get out in transition and put his nuts in Jokic's face.
That's probably true.
but
Jokic's
Jokic, that's true. But Jokic isn't gonna be guarding him. It'd be Aaron Gordon. It'd be guys like that. Like
That's so sad.
You guard guys like Giannis as a team.
What do you mean that's
You're not gonna
sad?
guard him. You don't guard him
Yeah.
one.
yeah,
You got a guy like Giannis as a team. That's a whole like you need all 5 guys to be on the same page to guard that.
Bro,
one.
you might as well throw the bench in there too, bro.
Yeah.
Go 13
And the
on
coach.
5. Get Mike Malone in there.
Get Mike Malone on the floor. That boy got some swag.
remember when they were talking about bringing Bruce Brown back? That's crazy.
It wasn't.
I just remembered that.
Yeah, I mean money
That's
thing.
crazy.
Bruce Brown
Where
would've
did he
got
end
his
up
bag.
going again? I'm completely blanking.
Pacers.
Pacers. Bag. Money. I get it. You got your ring. Get out of the cold. Denver's freezing. Get your money.
God, bro, who would want to live in Denver? Mid city, bro.
At least he's not.
What? You are from like Denver's not even that mid. We heard Drake. It has the most density of tings. We heard Drake. It's got baddies.
Density of
You know.
things.
Yeah, keyword
Right,
density.
Y'all got like 8
Yeah.
people. If you have 2 tings, that must 8 people. That's not a lot of tings. That's just like 2 tings. Like, yeah.
Nah. It's
Bro,
Denver, bro.
Virginia's-
The amount of times-
That's all right.
Whoa. Calm down. Calm down.
Virginia's just weird.
What's weird about
guys are
Virginia?
So many trees.
It's just
and
nature.
Lots. It's just weird. Country
It's like,
clubs.
it's almost like this is like
Bro,
land that's
country
meant for
clubs?
humans.
He talking about country clubs. That's what makes Virginia weird. You're just
Yeah.
mad. Your state cold as hell.
Every East Coast state has a lot of country clubs, especially the ones that are further south. Yeah, where it's hot and you
Dude,
can golf
every
all year.
state that has the weather to have country clubs because the weather's nice.
Listen, Virginia's
can't golf.
overrated.
But the other thing is though, if like we're talking about Denver, like don't compare it to Virginia, compare it to DC.
True.
Like
Why
we
you compare
live
a
in
city to a
Virginia
state?
because DC like isn't
DC
real.
was fun.
DC is a brave.
DC was fun.
DC's
Yeah, it's a
a
solid
whole
city.
lot of fun.
But
Shout out
there you go.
Decades, shout out Ultra Bar.
Sponsor us.
No.
imagine.
That'd be crazy.
That would be crazy. But
Man.
all right, boys, we've been on for a minute now. But any final thoughts, gentlemen?
Nah, fun episode.
I don't think
Hopefully
so.
some more actual like NBA news to talk about next week.
I
for
know
sure.
this is kind of dead. Thank you for bearing with us, everyone.
Oh, next
Give us some
podcast. Oh,
podcast.
give me the ISO quick.
Real.
Yeah, next
stew.
podcast gonna be in the Arizona studio where we're moving out for a permanent residence.
Yes, sir.
We back on it live. Starting next week, baby.
Yes, sir. As Myers just said, we will be transitioning. The next time you see us, we will be in the sunny state of Arizona in that fresh apartment down there in Tempe, Arizona. It'll be great. I mean, so much going on in the Arizona State realm. The Pac-5 now versus the Pac-12. College hoops going to be starting up. Can't wait to talk about college hoops. That'll be starting up before the NBA gets fully cooking. It's going to be a great year, boys. It's going to be a great year. I'm excited. I'm sure Esai is to get out of the cold. You know what I mean? It's still cold up there in Denver or whatever.
It's raining, bro. Bro, let me
It's not
tell you
snowing?
real quick. The hail is crazy. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like it's absurd.
We got hail too, brother.
Yeah, hell.
It's awful. It's awful, man. Don't come to Denver. Don't live here. All right.
He was
It
just
sucks.
defending it. Oh my God. All right, but thank you once again, ladies and gentlemen, from me, Ronan Haycoop. He's Ryan Myers, Esai Romero, up there in that mid-ass city up there in Denver. We will see you guys all in the state of Arizona for the 7th episode. Have a good night, everybody.
Hey, damn, this shit looks good. Do need to cut though. Yeah, no, I'm keep growing my shit out because I do miss the long cut, to be honest. But I wanted to restart a little bit. It was hot here.